Jerry, thanks
Hey.
for having me. First of all,
for coming
thanks
out.
thanks for finding time for me. You're a busy guy. I mean, you're all over. I'm meeting you, passing by on all those car shows. You're really car enthusiasts, car collectors. You have spectacular collection here and there. So mostly what I passed was some big horsepowers, heavy engines.
Yeah, in my earlier days, I'm 83 now. Still racing cars, by the way, and pretty good at it. But
No way.
in my 40s and 30s, every year I bought a new Rolls Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Still have some newer stuff, but I still go back to my teenage years and the big horsepower cars. I enjoy driving the old cars more than the new ones. You can
Yes.
buy a new one tomorrow and the next day, but you can't find cars like this that are completely restored. They're a different time, different. They take you back to your childhood, basically.
And that's what you mentioned. So it's teenage years, college.
Well, I wasn't. No, I left home when I was 13. So,
Okay.
I didn't get cars until I was in my 25 is when I started really be able to have cars. I had clunkers that I fixed up, hot rods,
Yes.
but didn't have the budget back then to do it. So.
Yeah. I mean, what was first car exactly?
52 Nash Rambler was a pile of crap, and purposely it had a rusted out body, and I had a big 265 Corvette motor in it, and I'd go into Skip's Drive-In in Chicago, which was the place, and man, I'd beat just about everything with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that was some place to race a little
Yeah,
bit on the weekends,
first sleeper of the world, I think.
Interesting that you mentioned Nash. I wasn't even familiar with Nash exactly till I would say 2 years ago. I was walking from the gym out, and I've seen a convertible Nash. And that was the first day when I started Googling exactly and checking deeper in this brand, which was quite short time brand.
Which is they were for years. They were a part of steel companies. Kelvinator
All right.
made refrigerators and stuff. And
Wow.
You can see the resemblance. They look like big old. Everyone called them upside down bathtubs.
Wow.
But even when you were a teenager in the '60s, if you could use your dad's Nash to go to the drive-in, you took it because all the Nashes, the seats folded down like a bed.
Nice.
Very unusual. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Nash. So now Nash was the first one. How went right after that?
Well, number one, Nash, they say, was owned by a refrigerator company, and they had a big tendency to rust, and that's why you don't see as many. And then they were bought out by American Motors, and that's where the Javelins and the Gremlins and all those same company. Just so you know. Yeah. Nash and Hudson at one point even combined.
Wow.
So yeah.
Didn't know about that.
After that, 56 Chevy. I started a car club. That was in about 1960. Out of Broadview, Illinois. It was called the Ram Inductors. And then I was also part of another club called the Tackmasters. That's the original plate from 1960.
Wow.
As you can see, I save everything, but that's the original.
That's an epic.
40, 80. Well, quite a few years old.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
That's amazing.
60 something years old then. Yeah, 64 years old. Well, I still talk to a couple of those guys as long as we're in camera. Tommy Bauer was the one who started that. And it's funny, you go back, half of them are dead. Another one was a guy named Sturdivant, and his father invented the torque wrench, Sturdivant torque wrench. That was the first torque wrenches ever in the world, and his son was in the club, so a lot of history goes back to.
And the history is what I like exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I told you before I'm originally from Poland, right by the border with Germany, which is also kind of nice location because I experienced the German scene of the cars, which in Europe I would consider the German technology was always the top technology. Talking about Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Audi. I had exactly Opel, but was amazing. But coming here to United States, or even being back then teenager, I was watching, of course, movies. You know, American scene, American classic cars, hot rods, muscle cars. I mean, we're talking muscle cars. This is what we have here behind us. That's some serious power.
Well, you got something interesting that you said. This Pontiac is one of 11 made. They only made 1,100 cars. They only made 11. They had to homogenate the engines for NASCAR. This was the biggest, fastest car built in 1967. But when I go to shows, everyone says, "What does 2 + 2 stand for?" And it's weird. It's basically, in 1967, there really weren't many foreign cars in America. There just wasn't there. There were no sports cars, etc.
Oh.
And so they got into this theme of grand touring. So basically, it just meant 2 + 2, but it was to compete with the foreign cars that were starting to come over here. And that was the whole purpose of 2 + 2. That's all that meant.
Wow, that's pretty interesting, exactly. I was trying to figure out this too. I mean, I was asking you when I met you exactly at the car show, because that's something. What is catching your eye?
Well, 442, you know.
Yes.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Oldsmobile. Do you know what that is?
No, not this one.
It was 4-speed, 4-barrel, and dual exhaust.
All right.
And that's why everyone thinks, well, what's 2 + 2? But it was basically to signify grand touring, which was a big deal back then.
Yeah. I mean, we have here what do we have? 6.9, 6.9 liter.
1967.
67. Yes.
Right. It's a
Pontiac.
428.
Yes.
376 horse, 411, 4-speed, and air. Very rare. Like I say, there were only 11 built. I think there's only a couple in the world left, period.
And then here another one, which is 54.
54. My grandpa had the 54. This is the reason the paint is like that. They only make cars they're only original once, so I wanted to preserve the patina, and I clear coated it. Although it's got a Ford 9-inch rear end, it's got a brand new Corvette motor in it. This thing, he got a ride in it Saturday. This thing just stands up and goes.
It's amazing, yeah.
It handles very nice on the road, but
It's ready for the track.
everything on it is mechanical, is modern, with the old look, and I love it personally. It's like a big old tank.
I love the look, yes, definitely. And it's modern right under, and it's clean. I mean, when you show me under, it looks like straight from the factory.
My cars are as clean underneath as they are inside.
I love that. Yeah, so you said you're still racing. That's amazing.
Oh, I'll in another week and a half I'll be in my car.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still pretty good at it. I'm very relaxed when I'm out on the track. I see my competitors all nervous and everything. I relax. I love it. I mean, I'm still pretty darn good out there on the track.
I would guess. I never try. I would like to one day. How I said, Sebring I experienced, I think first time was like 2 years ago. I went for a little vintage car races. Pretty unique experience for me. Then recently, a month ago, I went for Indy. That's of course totally different, but still the scene and the experience was amazing for me. I mean, seeing how they set up everything in the downtown St. Petersburg. We have Miami Formula One is coming up. I'm not sure I will have a chance to go. I would like to, at least for practice day, Fridays. I hear that it's nice.
We're more of we're a club actually. We're like a golf club.
All right.
When we founded this club 21 years now, we're starting our 21st year, but it's a 3.5 mile road course and members only.
Oh, all right.
But we have our own fire department. We've got a astounding go-kart track with heights. We got a little mountain we built, and
wow.
We've got all our own restaurants. It's like a city. It's amazing.
Wow.
There's 380 employees, I think, is the count there. But it's busy every day. You can go there instead. The premise was building a golf course, except instead of bringing your golf clubs, you bring your car.
Race cars, yeah.
And we've got we're famous for all the garage mahals, these multi-million-dollar garages and homes on the property. We've got all our own condos. We've got hundreds of garages we rent out. We do weddings there. We do everything. It was a whole new. We've been copied by 100 people, and we've always helped to promote the sport. We've always helped people that wanted to start. one of our members has a small track in Miami he built.
Oh,
Neil.
nice. All right.
And I actually looked at building a track down here in out in the Everglades where the old Ford proving ground was, but you can't draw enough people. People have to drive 400 miles once they get into Florida, whereas where we're at in Joliet, Illinois, we draw from Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, and we're central to.
You're right in the middle.
We get a lot of people come in, and it's one of the most fun things I've ever done. Literally, I can go there every day and just jump in my car.
I would like to. I would like to experience a little racing. Maybe soon. Maybe when I will visit you. You mentioned exactly I'm setting up. I did before a year and a half ago. That was of course regular car, Route 66. That was something special, something
3 miles
iconic.
Away from us.
We
have 4 tracks within 4 miles. The town of Joliet is very.
Oh yeah, I passed Joliet. Yeah.
It's part of the Route 66.
Yes.
We've got our Autobahn racetrack. We've got a dirt track.
So you're right
We've
there.
got 66 drag strip, and we've got the NASCAR track, which unfortunately has been sitting vacant for a few years, and they're racing downtown. Doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. I grew up racing at a track called Oswego, which is maybe 10 miles from where my track is now, and I drag raced for years and years over there. So
you started in your 20s?
Yeah, anything with cars, I would do it.
Yeah.
Anything. Car shows. I produce car shows. We do. I do a Cars and Coffee in my local town.
Nice.
And we'll draw 400 or 500 cars.
Oh, that's a pretty nice number.
I do a Saturday night show for the town, and I've been doing that probably 30 years.
Wow.
And we hire big name bands, and to me, my car shows are family oriented. I want to see the grandpa. I want to see the dog. I want to see the kids in the stroller and the dancing.
And young kids, the next generation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much for. Going on that flavor. We've probably got 30 people in the United States at any weekend racing that grew up in our go-karts at our track. We've got many pros right now who started on those little go-karts.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's unique.
That's an amazing
That's great.
thing. Yeah, I go through my phone and there's someone racing right now in Texas, a good friend of mine, and other kids in Indianapolis this weekend.
Nice.
They're not kids, they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
And we actually have a couple of, we have an Indy driver that is one of our main instructor, Tom Bagley. We got a lot of Porsche champions and stuff as instructors. We instruct policemen there.
Wow.
They come in their police cars and they do the slalom. We have car clubs. We have Porsche clubs. Right now, Porsche is there doing an event. And we have huge car shows there. We have the biggest Shelby show around. Just anything with cars. Anything, I'm there.
Nice.
Yeah. But you'll notice that when I run into the car shows, you'll notice I encourage all the kids to come look, and I try and explain things to them. Our muscle cars and everything about them are going to disappear if these kids don't learn about it and get a feel of what it is. And,
definitely. I mean, we're moving so fast with the technology right now, the electric cars and everything else. I said we are speeding, but it's again, as I learn and I spend more time in this country, I see there is pretty strong American car culture, muscle car culture, hot rod car culture. So I think, I'm not feeling that there's any risk to disappear, but definitely the same you like me here. I mean, I'm trying to learn because I'm from Europe. I'm foreigner, so I'm diving deep in the culture and learning how much I can about cars and your events and everything else. But my story is to share this with Europeans, with Polish guys, German, Sweden. There's such a strong, amazing, group of car enthusiasts, car collectors, hot rod collectors in Norway, Finland, or even Sweden. And so that's the first of all. But second of all, you know, I mean, I learned pretty good English, so I can also speak with you guys and pass this to the next generation, teenagers, guys in the 20s. I mean, it's pretty interesting exactly what you're sharing right now, and it's very unique that you have a group of guys, how you mentioned right now, racing exactly in this moment from your truck.
Yeah, they're on the track right now. This moment, that's a nice part of the club. They're set for classes. I race an A, which is the fastest class, but we got B. You got them. We've probably got 100 Miatas on the track.
Nice.
In all the various garages alone, there's a huge Miata grouping. The open wheels. Needless to say, open wheels can't go out with full body cars because of the danger. But so everyone and motorcycles, everyone gets their time on the track. They go out in 20-minute sessions, but you can do a lot of damage in 20
Definitely,
minutes.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have skills. Let me ask you like this. Up north, you have pretty large scene. I mean, you're in the middle of everything, how you mentioned, every single state is surrounding you, so it's easy access. Show up just for a weekend, join you on events, join you for racing. You few months here also with us in the sunny Florida. Of course, summer is getting pretty rainy and hot. Did you see anything where you missed during of your few months here during off season when the weather is really nice, which you would like to maybe transfer from up north idea to our scene here?
No, I find a lot of car activity down here.
Okay.
An awful lot. I'll tell you something very unique. I do a real big shows and family oriented. And I very much do the national anthem at every show. Like up north, I have the VFW, the old soldiers come and present the flags and everything. It's a big deal to me. And the weird thing is, and I'm embarrassed to tell you, up there, half the people stand there and pay attention, and the others walk around like they don't see it. And you go to the shows down here, and let's face it, there's a lot of Europeans here, and yet when they play the national anthem here at a car show, everybody stands at attention, takes off their hat. Well, I don't see that up north, and it's just a weird thing. I can't figure it out. I film it every week, every month at Miramar. I mean, I walk through it, and everybody is standing there with respect. So that's one thing I'd like to teach the whole world. Stand up and salute that flag.
Yes, yeah. You mentioned Miramar, one of my favorite exactly show. I think one of the biggest talking about classic cars. We have little cars and coffee in Mercado. There is pretty nice mix of classics and modern cars, Ferraris, exotic cars. But I think the Miramar's holding pretty strong, exactly just classics and hot rods. Always great time.
That's the cool cruisers, which I've been a member from since '94.
Wow, I didn't know about this. That's nice.
The Cool Cruisers runs that, and they also do a cruise in on Saturdays at Stock Plaza on Collier Boulevard, and that's pretty well represented. But there's a lot of good shows down here. A couple of the Ferrari dealer did a wonderful breakfast thing last Saturday.
Thanks for inviting me. That was nice.
And there's another dealership in Bonita that does one. And Naples Motorsport does a breakfast the first Saturday month. So there's always something to do. I don't do too much during the week. I know Parrot Key does a Monday show, but probably the only thing I don't see good down here, and nothing you can do about it, is you got to pick local shows. There's a lot of shows that are further and might be something you want to go to, but if you got a nice car, by the time you get there, it's going to be full of bugs and crap. You ain't going to be able to show it. And you have to worry about old cars overheating on a long trip. So you pick and choose your shows, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We did exactly, and that was our second one. We did a little something also, which was shared to me from mostly from up north. I mean, I experienced also this in Austin, Texas, when I went with a few guys, and exactly in a classic car, guys. We did road trip from here, Florida, to Austin, Texas for Lone Star Roundup.
Yes.
Car show. Car show was amazing. Car show. What was unique was the one day morning exactly. We did speed shop cruising, from speed shop to speed shop. We had a lot. We had around 100 cars rolling in a line and visiting different speed shops. Here we did a reliability run, which was a unique experience. Definitely, I mean, we are not California, Austin, Texas, or even up north. You have nice hilly roads, little turns, fantastic background. We have here more like flat road. There's some nice palms, but for photography, definitely I'm looking forward to some little different.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore, but for years I used to take my Lamborghini and we'd go out to California and do the running of the bulls. And that was 70 Lamborghini. They don't do it anymore. It was always led by Mario Andretti, who I know very well. And he always led the thing. I mean, we flew, absolutely flew. It was a very thrilling thing. I'll always remember it. We did it 3 different years. Wow. It was called the Running of the Bulls.
Running the Bulls.
The Lamborghini symbol is the bull.
Yeah.
So, but I used to do a lot of the different rallies and stuff. We had a lot of them. We go up through Wisconsin and stuff. That's a great place to rally.
Yeah. Any favorites in your little collection of your cars?
Oh, I have everything. Every car you ever wanted, and I've had everything in the world. I've had the 32 Ford Roadsters, the 51 Mercs. I've had just about every old car you can think of, but the 67 Pontiac, and I've got probably the top 70 Chevelle in the whole world. I brought it last year, and I'll probably bring it next year. It's a white Chevelle with
I had opportunity to see this
572
one.
dual quads, Muncie 4-speed. It's probably the nicest Chevelle ever in the world, and I love that car.
So that's why I said you're circling in the area of muscle
But I'm
cars.
a Mopar guy too.
Okay.
I've got the Mopars. I've had a couple of Mr. Norm cars, and I think I brought a Mopar 2 years ago. Last year I brought a '68 Camaro with a blower on it, an LS with a blower. The year before that I brought a Hemi '63 Dodge. I bring something different every year. Like I say, I love them all.
That's nice. So that's nice. So every year you can enjoy the Florida with the different car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I say, even though we got the Porsche and stuff, my choice, I'm in my old cars.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking forward to see what you're gonna bring next year for us here to really enjoy one of your collection here. And what I can say, I wish you fantastic summer up north.
Yeah, the one thing, I guess at my age, I go home, I've lost a couple of real good car buddies in the last couple months. My best friend, who I raced his '62 Corvette with him back in the 1960s, he passed away this year.
Sorry to hear that.
Last week, a fella called the Big Bopper, Dennis. He was a DJ at all my shows. He hired all the bands.
Wow.
He passed away. Jimmy Pritchard, who had a huge collection of cars, he also passed away. So the sad part is every time I go home, there's a few more guys missing. But I don't know. I have great memories of them. And
the memories which we're creating, that's what's going to...
But the cars and the guys are
stay on the
disappearing, and
end.
that's why I want to pass it on.
Yeah, let's pass it on. And talking about passing on, exactly, what's your advice as somebody who is sitting in this for such a long time, talking about racing and picking up classic cars? How to start exactly?
I'll tell you an ironic part of that. You see the back of the garage wall?
Yes.
I have full garage. This is nothing. I have full garages, jukeboxes, gas pumps, pedal cars, Schwinn Stingrays, anything to do with the car culture I have saved. You can go through these walls and find stuff, and there's a story on every piece in here. Save that stuff. Don't throw it away. If it's a curb feeler off a 54 Chevy, put it on your shelf. Save it. The old oil cans. It's all, every item has a story, something to do with cars. So even if you can't afford to go out and buy a classic, save the stuff like that. The music, the just the parts. It's a culture. It's literally a culture.
Something what is part of you.
Yes.
It's creating
Yeah.
your journey, your path, and
Kids walk through my garages and they go, "What is that?" They
Yeah.
don't know what it is. They've never seen it, and you can tell them the story on it. You know, like there's license plates there that are made of soybeans, and nobody's ever seen them. During the war, we had no steel during the Second World War, so all the plates were made of soybeans. And if you find a set of soybean license plates, they're partially eaten. Squirrels and animals would
Wow.
eat them. So, like I say, every little piece, an old vehicle sticker from 1942 that we put on our windshields. Well, in the 1900s, early, they were all metal, and I've got a huge collection of those.
Wow.
Every piece has a story, and if
Yeah.
you like cars, it kind of people just like to talk about it. I mean, I go on and on. There's oil cans that are 50 years old, Studebaker antifreeze.
Yeah.
The jukebox piece that went on somebody's table in the restaurant, and they were play a jukebox. They all had the old Illinois. That was out of a phone booth. Nobody knows what a phone booth is anymore.
No,
we didn't have phones in our pocket. So you go through everything here, and it's kind of
a story everywhere.
Yeah. So
it's like a one big book.
Yeah. Whatever you do, just enjoy it. Just
Yeah.
have fun. Nobody needs to argue at car shows. You just go. You listen to music and good memories. Think about people. Think about good times.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm at that age in my life. We think about a lot of it because it's disappearing. So enjoy what you can, everyone.
Yeah. Jerry, thanks for your time.
Okay,
I appreciate
thank you.
it. Thank you for sharing your story.
This can be really rough when I started. So that's why I want you to actually get the feel of what it's like. Is that live?
Yes.
Well, these things are quadrajets, and they're hard starting, but once they start, they're beautiful. A lot of pumping, the old cars, all of them. Here we go. Next one goes.
What did you say? Oh, did they call what?
Two radio car because they look identical.
But that's AC. Blower, yes.
And old radios of these cars don't play, so I've got a hidden radio in there.
All right.
Modern. With the 411 gear, this thing just peels rubber everywhere. So I actually went to a 323 gear so I can get the shows on the highway. But with 323 gear in here, I can do 70 mile an hour in first gear on a 4-speed.
Wow.
Notice how smooth this car is?
Yeah.
It's a wide track. The wheels are so wide. At the drag strip, we would not use the clutch. Speed shift. Ram gears. No
Really?
clutch. Yeah, you cut time off here.